Good day, Darnell.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good, yeah.
Good. Welcome back. Obviously, when the playoffs ended, you shared a little bit about the injury you were playing through in the postseason. How did that affect your summer, your training, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it was a different kind of summer. A little more rehab. Usually I like to take a couple weeks and then just get back after it. And a little more treatment this summer, a little more easing into it, which I might have needed, but it was good. I was able to get in the amount of work needed to show up here in good shape, and looking forward to the start of the season.
You're feeling like you usually would going into training camp?
Yeah.
I'll go. It looks like your team is, you took a step last year and all those things. A lot of us are thinking your team's probably a little bit even better this year. Could you maybe just put into words, how are the Edmonton Oilers a better team this year than they were last?
Well, obviously, if you look on paper, the additions that we made, guys that came back, re-signed, some of the younger players taking steps within their game. Yeah, for sure. You can look on paper and say that we're a better team now than we were sitting here at the end of the season, but that's paper. The real test comes when the puck drops on opening night, and we had a great year. A lot of some ups and downs, showed that we were resilient, showed that we had a group that believed in each other. At the end of the day, there was only one winner last year, and that was Colorado, and the rest of us were all losers. So it lights the fire. We want to be in that position here at some point, and there's no time to start like now.
You have Evander Kane on your team for an entire season now, for I guess 4 of them. He was a spark when he came here last year. Can you just maybe speak to the difference of having that player starting at the start of training camp and, probably stepping into being a little bit part of your leadership group here?
Yeah, obviously with Evander, you saw the impact that he had when he came into our group and was able to produce at high levels, play at a high level, set the scoring lead and bring physicality and all those intangibles that you need to have success. And he was a great addition. It'll be good to have him here throughout the year, and then to bring those from the start of camp all the way through. And you bring in a player that can produce at the clip that he did. It just makes your team better. So hopefully you can continue that.
Darnell, when Jay and Dave came in, right away they put you and Cody Ceci together and then really increased your minutes. You played like 51% against elite forwards, which is really high. Are you expecting similar type matchups, and how did you welcome that challenge? And was it noticeably different than maybe the previous 40 games that last year as far as matchups?
Yeah, no, that's definitely the role I want to play this year. I know Cease has the same mindset, so playing against the toughest competition as a defenseman, it's a lot of fun. It's not easy. It's a hard job. There's your mistakes are glaring, and the things you do well, you usually don't get noticed for. But thankless jobs like that usually, for me as a competitor, they're fun to be a part of. So looking forward to taking that role on again.
Evan Bouchard spoke about how having a veteran like Duncan Keith really helped them just all the time. Duncan's vocal, he's gone. You now become kind of the elder statesman almost on the back end. And I know you probably won't play with him, but do you listen to that, and do you need to be more vocal and look to help out a young guy like Philip Broberg breaking in this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a part of it. As you grow and have more experience in the league, there's you got to be more aware of what's going on around you as well, and help guys out when they need help, and stay away when they don't need help. There's a tricky balance in this league of finding confidence and keeping confidence. And as a young guy, sometimes when the older guy comes and gives you a pat on the back or says you're doing something well, it goes a long way. So I think as a leader and getting older and getting more experience, noticing those situations more and more, it's definitely a role that I need to be more and more in touch with.
I don't know. You signed a few bridge deals. You gambled on yourself, and it resulted in a really solid contract. Now, some players, when they hit a big deal like that, they feel the weight of it. They try to do more than what they should, maybe trying to live up to something, or there's external pressures. How do you feel that will impact your season this year, or is that something that you're going to be able to just sort of park off to the side and not concern yourself about?
Yeah, in all honesty, I can say for myself, the expectations and the goals that put on myself, and I have put on myself since I came into this league, since I was 12 years old, or a lot higher than anyone in this room or anyone outside this room is going to put on me. The outside noise is outside noise. I wouldn't be in this position right now if I was listening to everything around me. If I was listening to people doubt me, I would have quit a long time ago. So I work to get to the position I'm in right now. There's a lot of responsibility that comes along with it, not just to myself, but also to my teammates. And I don't take that lightly, not at all. And I'm looking forward to reaching some of those goals and expectations I have of myself, and everything else is kind of just noise.
Darnell, we were talking to Connor, I think maybe last week, and about what the next step is, and he immediately went to defending, not letting so many goals against, and that the getting to that next step, it's about defending. So I wonder for you, you're going to be on the ice a ton. Lots of people focus on offensive numbers, but in terms of helping this team, where do you place defending, and what's a measure of success for you in that regard?
Yeah, I think defending for me is number one. With that said, I want to be an all-around defenseman. I'm not trying to just go out there and sit on my side of the red line all game. But I think my main focus for sure is when you play against high-level competition, usually if you're able to shut them down with the firepower that we have, you're going to have a good night, and our team's going to have a good night. So been here for long enough. It's all about team success, and Connor really nailed on the head. Defending is the one area that we haven't improved at the same rate as we have offensively, and for me, that's a focal point.
You find the same satisfaction in a stretch of games where you were playing against the other team's top guns and you shut them down versus maybe earlier in your career when you're pushing goal totals or different numbers? Does it take a little while to get to that place where the satisfaction in doing that job is every bit as much?
I don't get satisfied very much, so I can't. Either way, it's you just gotta get the job done and get on to the next one. So, and for me, that's a big role of mine, is to play that defensive side of the puck and make sure when we're out there against good competition that it's an advantage for us. So that's the satisfaction part, parked on the side.
Darnell, you have history with Jack Campbell. He was a teammate of yours when you were an OHL rook. Actually, I think Matt Murray was on that team as well. But just a thought on what you guys are going to get with Jack, because you've got that prior experience with him.
Yeah, I don't know if Jack's been up here yet, but he is one of the nicest human beings you'll ever come across in hockey. First and foremost, any team that he plays on, there's not one person that can say a bad thing about him. But I think what makes it even more impressive is the competitor that he is, because he brings that lighthearted fun, always there for the group, but at the same time is going to be one of the biggest competitors that we have in our room, and that's infectious when you have a guy like that, because not only does that that good demeanor come across huge for guys in the room, but that work. I mean, we've been very fortunate here to have some great goalies that really set the work, and Smitty showed that. For all the years he was here, he was one of the best leaders that we had. And Soup, he brings that same fire, that same competitive edge. So we're very fortunate to have him.
Hey, Darnell, just in the back here, you and some of the leaders on this team have expressed disappointment in the season following 2017 and that playoff run. What's the biggest thing that you guys learned as a leadership group to ensure that doesn't happen again following last year?
Well, we only learn if we follow it up and act on the lessons that we learned, like the lessons that were taught to us after 2017. I remember that summer personally, everyone talking about how we're a good team, we're going to get back to the playoffs, be a contender. And that's not how this league, that's not how sports work. You have to earn it, and we didn't earn it at all. And for us, we have to have a chip on our shoulder, because it was great to get to a Western Conference final, but like I said, there was only one winner last year, and we were in the big group of losers. So to get to that ultimate goal, it's going to take a lot more work than even we put in last year.
We saw the bump that this team received when Jay Woodcroft and Dave Madsen arrived in season last year. How much will this team benefit with a full training camp with those two here?
Yeah, I think obviously they added a great identity to our group, and it was an identity that you only get half a season to really instill, and now they'll have, a few weeks to get in place before training camp starts. So I think it's exciting. Obviously, our group responded well to the change and having Jay and Mance come in. With that said, I mean, it's a whole new season, and now we have to follow it up. Once isn't good enough. So
Thanks.
Hi, Darnell. You gained a lot of respect around the league based on a couple seasons ago, and scoring as much as you did while playing doing the well-rounded game, finishing 7th in Norris Trophy. But we talked about last year, kind of paying a lot more defensively, and you're more noticed for mistakes because that's the role. You said you're not still trying to focus on the offense. I wonder how you do that while you're getting those tough minutes. How do you still try to focus on the offense while you're stopping other players?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times in my position, if you can skate, the offense comes from playing good defense. As cliche as that sounds, being in the right spot, breaking up the right play with the firepower that we have, the chances will come. So that's one thing I'm learning now. You just got to balance it with our group. If you get yourself to the right position, there's always going to be chances there to be had, and you just got to capitalize on them. And that starts in the defensive zone, because if you're hemmed in your defensive zone and not breaking up plays, or you're tired from spending a full shift in the D zone, those offensive opportunities aren't going to come. So when I say it starts with defense, it honestly does, because being able to minimize the amount of time that you spend in your own zone and being able to break up enough plays in the neutral zone and in transition, that's, as a D-man playing in those situations, that's where you're going to get your most offense.
And this defensive group, the defense core is largely intact from last season, although you did lose Duncan Keith. And I just wonder how you guys as collectively can take a step when you might, that position might be backfilled by somebody a bit younger. How do you guys feel like you can, as a team, kind of continue that and be a better group?
Yeah, no. Obviously, except for we have a few younger guys in that playing in that core this year, that you gotta be hungry to take a step. Us veterans, I think, obviously going through the 40 games, I think when Jay and Mance came, or however many it was, we took a step for sure as a group. Now being able to sustain that over an 82-game season and hopefully bring that into the playoffs, that's where our step's going to come from. Because it's got to be a focus of ours to be hard to play against, to keep pucks out of our net, not just in crunch time in March and April, but right off the bat here in October.
Darnell, over here, Mike Smith's not back. How does that change your defensive role when Mike would just say, peel off, I'll get you the puck, and in terms of forechecking when the opposing players are barreling in on you and Cody? Yeah,
no, obviously Smitty was the best at playing the puck in the league by far, and I think our goalies are pretty good at playing it as well. But yeah, like you said, you're not going to see the puck get dumped in and go to the top of the circle anymore. You're going to come back and help a little more. But that was just that was a specialty of Smitty's. But it doesn't change, that it doesn't really change the habits that we have as defensemen to get back quick, because anytime anything can break down, you want to be in the right position. So not much changes, just the goal in net.
Does a defenseman have to work with the goaltender, in this case Jack Campbell coming in, as to how he handles the puck and such, so you're on the same wavelength? Yeah, that's with anyone. As the season goes on, you get more comfortable when it comes to goalies playing pucks and where to go, retrieving pucks as D-men. That's kind of just every year it's different. There's a different goalie. Thank you.